She walked into his workshop and asked for a job.
暑さとの勝負ですね。
He told her to go somewhere else. She visited every other workshop in town. And came straight back. 9.5 years later, she's still here. And still learning. Located in the north of Akita Prefecture, along the border with Aomori Prefecture, is the city of Odate. The soil and climate of this region, where rice has been cultivated since ancient times, is suitable to the growing of cedar. This is known as Akita cedar, and compared to other sources of wood, it is known for its lack of knots and is prized for its high-quality, orderly tree rings. This is an Odate Mage Wappa, made from that cedar. With Akita cedar bent into a round shape and fastened in place with bark from mountain cherry blossom trees, it is a traditional Japanese handicraft, with many appreciators overseas as well. The sense of beauty created by the sight of its parallel cedar tree rings, the warm sensation it has when touched. There are many aspects to the Mage Wappa's charm, but where one most appreciates it is when it is used as a rice container or bento box. The cedar wood absorbs the moisture of freshly cooked rice, so it stays delicious, even if it cools down. And at the same time, the cedar's sterilizing properties make the rice unlikely to spoil, and its scent enhances the flavor of the food. At Yoshinobu Shibata's shop, here a young woman continues to preserve the tradition. Odate Mage Wappa craftswoman, Eri Nakazawa.
漠然とですかね、何か作りたいっていうのはありました。もう中学校の頃から何か作りたい、そういう作る仕事っていうのでずっと探してきてたので。
For Nakazawa, who was born in Odate, Mage Wappa were something used every day. She did kendo day and night in high school and began studying swordsmanship vocationally after graduating. Then, when thinking about employment, she was interested in the local industry of Mage Wappa. Among these, it was the Mage Wappa of Yoshinobu Shibata's shop in particular that caught her eye.
柴田さんの商品のこの手に取った感じ、ぬくもりがあるっていうんですかね。ストッとくるね、ストッと。
Upon seeing the wares of Yoshinobu Shibata's shop, better than any other Mage Wappa, she was sure this was the job she had been searching for. And in order to convey that feeling, she came to Shibata's workshop to apply directly.
気持ちは分かったと。でもいろんな会社あるだろって言われて、まずそっちも行ってこいと。
Nakazawa visited some other workshops, but couldn't forget the quality of those Mage Wappa at Shibata's shop. So she approached him once again and was accepted as an apprentice. Yoshinobu Shibata is a man of the mountains, a former forest ranger. At the age of 24, he was taken by the charm of Mage Wappa and decided to become a craftsman. However, with no one to teach him, he learned on his own by taking other crafts apart and began working at his own store.
でもやっぱり最初うまくいかなかった。すごくないがな。コロコロと転がっていたやつ持ってきて、とさ今度こうやってみよう、こうやってみようって。その繰り返しが今日までになりました。だから私はいつも一年生だと思ってる。
Shibata has not forgotten his original intention, but in addition to traditional wares, he has applied his techniques to make screens in shapes one would think impossible to make from wood, and even goldfish bowls, for a total of over 130 different products that he makes. Nakazawa has been working side by side with him every day, for a total of 9.5 years.
ある程度はできるけれども、でもその質、できるものに対しての質ってやっぱり奥が深いから、そういう意味ではまだまだですね。死ぬまで修行だと思ってます。
But how does she feel as a craftswoman?
なかなか買えないんですよね、やっぱり。どうしても使い方わかんないっていう人もいるし、こう差が大きいですね。使ってくれてる人とそうじゃない人の差が大きいので、その入り口になれればなっていうのは思ってます。
In short, she wants more people to use Mage Wappa.
全然違いますよ、プラスチックのお弁当が。
Yoshinobu Shibata's shop only uses Akita cedar trees that are at least 200 years old. This is because wood from younger trees often snaps when bent, and it doesn't have all the beautiful tree rings of a 200-year-old one. Furthermore, while many workshops use pre-processed wood, at Shibata's shop, things start with the inspection of raw timber. Once wood is made into planks, they are dried for over a year. These planks are high enough quality to be used for roofing. The cutting of these materials is done by Shibata and his son Yoshimasa, who has taken over as CEO. Even Nakazawa, who has worked there for 9.5 years, is not trusted with the handling of this precious Akita cedar. With a beautiful wood grain, these planks are prepared, and the making of Mage Wappa begins. Wood cutting. The process where materials are cut to the length and width of the desired product. Often they will be making several hundred of an item at once, so they must be careful as they work. These planks are 5 millimeters thick. Next comes what is said to be the most important stage, peeling. The planks are shaved so that the part that overlaps will be thinner. In summary, they are shaved so that when bent into a finished product, the overlapping part will be the same thickness. However, there is no trick or tool to aid in this process. It all must be done by the craftsman's own judgment.
社長と会長のようにはいきません。もう早いし、こう感覚がもうあるみたいで、すぐパッと見てパッっていう感じで早いですね。
She was first allowed to aid in the peeling 5 years after starting. She's faster at it now and striving every day to be able to do it properly. Materials that have been peeled are then soaked overnight. The soaked planks are then boiled to soften them. She then bends the hot materials around the template.
厚さとの勝負ですね。
Checking by touch is important, so despite the heat, this must be done bare-handed. Once removed from the template, she puts the shaved ends together and holds them in place with a wooden pattern.
手の小さいので曲げるものによって手の幅が足りなくて、かなり技術を自分につけないと曲げれないですね。
She has developed her own unique way of doing things.
教わるっていうか見て覚えろ的な感じだったので、だから聞く時も教えてくださいっていうより見せてくださいって言って見て、
Someone new has come to the workshop from Iwate Prefecture this spring, an apprentice named Eriko Sato.
すごいなんかかっこいい女の人だなと思って、すごい早く丁寧に仕上げていくのですごい憧れです。
やっぱ教えるのって難しいですよね、こうちょっとした細かいところって。なのでやっぱ会長は見て覚えろっていうのがそこだと思います。
Rather than being taught, it's better to learn through experience. Once the materials are in a bent shape, they are dried for around 10 weeks. Once dried, they keep their Wappa shape even when pressure is applied. Removing the unneeded parts from the bent shapes is a process called edging. This attention to small detail increases the beauty of the final product. Then comes the gluing. A strong adhesive is applied at the point of overlap, and they are held in place with a custom clamp created by Mr. Shibata. There's little room for error in how they are held together. To ensure they fully harden properly, 5 clamps are used to keep the ends together.
最初はやっぱりできなかったんで、なんだろう自分みたいな。
At first, she could only do 3 in an hour, and even then, just barely.
最初できない方が良かったんだと思います。じゃあ多分これでいいんだみたいな、その速さっていうんですか、仕事の速さも多分そこで止まってるんじゃないですかね。できちゃったらやっぱ仕事なんでお客さん待ってるんで速さ結構大事じゃないかなって私は思ってます。
Next, Nakazawa inserts the bottom plank of a bento, known as a nagate. She then attaches a thick cedar strip to reinforce it. Since a nagate bends at an intense angle, that reinforcement is necessary. Yoshinobu Shibata's shop makes Mage Wappa that are difficult to break. At sunset, Nakazawa can be found playing flute with a Shinto band. Within Odate is a shrine called Odate Shinmeisha, said to be the religious center of the region. The Odate Thanksgiving Festival has been held at the time of autumn harvest for over 400 years to thank the gods. Now, they are practicing for the festival tomorrow. Nakazawa takes a break from crafting Mage Wappa to play her transverse flute.
だんだんこう気持ちがこう高ぶってくるっていうんですか。他の町内の方も林の練習始めて、音が外に漏れてきて、もうそろそろ来るなっていう感じがします。
Back at the workshop, they have started tying in mountain cherry blossom bark into these rice bowls.
これは鱗閉じと言います。会長が復元したらしいですね。
This is a rice bowl, one of Shibata's signature goods, with scale bindings. However, this manufacturing method had died out long ago, even in Odate. Shibata used old Mage Wappa with scale bindings as references. To revive this technique, here, 2 birch stitches can be seen. Yet there are 5 slits cut into the cedar.
手出しは隠して縫うっていうやつですね。
She threads it through the second hole, then brings it up through the first hole, then wraps it around to cover the second hole. It's an idea that leads to a beautiful result. Finally, What makes this rice bowl superb is the curve of the edges.
ご飯が隅から取りやすく、洗いやすく、お客さんからよく言われておったんですよ。
Until around 1980, the rice bowls had flat edges. Then Mr. Shibata succeeded in making them curved using a lathe.
ちょっとしたことだったの。
で変わったわけですね。
ね。
Then, at last, come the finishing touches. She fastens the lid to a lathe and shaves it as it rotates. They work together for this final step. Wordlessly, he gives his approval. In truth, the curves of the Mage Wappa made by Shibata's shop are slightly different depending on the craftsman.
私はもう会長から直にこうだって言われて教えられてきたので、こういうカーブのかけ方しかできないですね。
Then, to clean up the lip, she runs a file over it. After around 3 months, the Mage Wappa are complete. But how will the master judge them?
炊いて洗った後もこう持ったり、こうやって洗うもんだから、このアールがとても楽しいっていうようなお客さんがな、洗ってな。自分で買うという気持ちで、ね、仕上げていってな。
はい。肝に銘じて頑張ります。
Then, at a festival that's been continuing for over 400 years, on one of the carts, Ms. Nakazawa appears. This mountain woman who loves her hometown continues to preserve the traditions of the land, putting her sweat into passing it on to the next generation and taking another step towards her dream.